What's up, everyone? Welcome to another video. Today we're doing a Q&A. First of all, I want to thank everyone who commented on the Facebook post and the Instagram post with your questions. And for those of you who are watching this video who do not follow me on Instagram, you should. My handle is Get Healthy with Greg. It's the same as the Facebook. They're all the same and uniform, so you can follow me across all social medias if you'd like, because I do things like ask questions like this, and then maybe your question can be answered on the next Q&A. So let's get into it. So I asked two variations of questions, one on Instagram and one on Facebook. And the one on Facebook, I said, what is your biggest challenge with your health? Do you find it more difficult to eat healthy, or do you find it more difficult to exercise? And Alex Thomason commented, aka Bobby. That's what I used to call him when we were in high school. That's what we all called him. No one called him Alex. We all called him Bobby. And he said, finding time to exercise is difficult. And I would say, yes, finding time to exercise is difficult. And if you're looking for time to exercise, you're never going to find it. You just have to make the time to exercise. You know, that's not the answer you really want to hear, but it's the truth. Life's going to happen. You're always going to be busy. There's always going to be stuff going on. You can always make an excuse not to go to the gym, but it's hard to make yourself just go to the gym. And you don't have to go to the gym, 6 or 7 days a week. Start off going one day. And then in a couple weeks, hey, go 2 days. And before you know it, you're going 3, 4, 5 times a week, and you're in a routine. It works in your schedule. It's just part of your daily life, like brushing your teeth. You just go. You have a time every day that works. Try it out. Try in the morning. If that doesn't work, if you're not a morning person like myself, try it at night. And if it at night doesn't work, do it during lunch. And if at lunch doesn't work, then you're just going to have to pick one. You can't just keep saying it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If you don't want to exercise, then don't do it. But if you want to lose weight, or you want to get healthy, if you want to feel better, then you're going to have to exercise. It's just part of it. So you just have to find the time to do it. So thank you, Bobby, for that question. And on my Instagram, I said, comment down below any questions you have about exercise and nutrition. So, the same type of question. And I got a few responses on that one. The first one is from my man, Rabbit Food Dude. Shout out to Vojta. I went to college with Vojta, and he also has a YouTube channel like this. And he said, back delts activation, meaning your rear delts. And Vojta, I actually have a video on this specific thing, which I'll cut in for a second right here. But today I want to teach you how to engage your rear delt, how to feel it. Just like you can feel your bicep, I want you to be able to feel your rear delt and be able to grab it with your mind. So, the first thing I want you to do is to know where it is. It's right here. This is your rear delt, the back of your shoulder, back here, okay? That's the rear delt. Now, the best way to engage that rear delt is to pinch your lats. So roll your shoulders back and squeeze your back like you're trying to touch your lats together, and then go up. So you're going to start with your shoulders normal, looking straight ahead, roll back, and then up. And that should immediately trigger your rear delt. And that's how I activate my rear delt. It took so much practice to learn how to engage my rear delts. Pretty much you pinch your shoulder blades back and then you raise them up until you feel that activation. And it's going to come over time. If you don't have muscle back there, you're not going to be able to just engage that little muscle quickly or easily. It's just going to come with practice. It's like any, practice feeling your bicep. Until you have a bicep muscle, you're not going to be able to feel it. So you have to just keep thinking about it, keep trying and squeezing and activating that mind-muscle connection, which is a big part in building muscle. If you can't feel the muscle being worked, then most likely you're not working that muscle. If you're trying to target a specific muscle. Now, if you're just trying to do, a full body exercise like a burpee, you're not really squeezing any muscles. You're just performing the exercise to burn some calories. So it really depends on your goal. So thank you, Vojta, for that question. So the next question is from the Busy Balanced Blonde, aka Morgan Smith. I also went to college with her, and she says, how much coffee is an unhealthy amount? Asking for a friend. This is funny because I know Morgan and she drinks a ton of coffee, which is, not a bad thing. A lot of people drink a lot of coffee out there, and coffee has a lot of benefits. For me, well, it depends on how you drink your coffee. If you're drinking like frappuccinos and tons of sugar or tons of Splenda, then, it might not be the healthiest thing. But if you're just drinking black coffee, then yes, there are a lot of benefits. For me, I drink a cup of black coffee in the morning, no sugar, no cream, nothing. With my breakfast, and then if I'm super tired, I'll drink another cup in the afternoon at work, but that's rare. That's if I'm like, if my head is about to hit the desk, then I'm going to drink another cup of coffee. And then when I work out in the gym, I will take pre-workout, which is 150 to 200 milligrams of caffeine at a time right before I go into the gym. Now, according to this book, NASM, they're saying that the daily recommended dose of caffeine is 5 to 13 grams per kilogram of body weight. Now, how does that constitute in milligrams? I would say, first of all, to get a kilogram, just divide your body weight in two. It's close enough. I think the exact measurement or calculation is like 0.45, but just divide your body weight by 2, and whatever that is. Like for me, I'm a little over 200 pounds right now, so 200 divided by 2 is 100. So 100, I'm 100 kilograms in weight, right? So I would take that number and multiply it by like 3 to 5 and say that's how much caffeine in milligrams I should have. Daily, I would take in anywhere from 300, to max, pushing it 500 milligrams of caffeine per day. And that's a lot. I don't drink that much most of the time. So my cups of coffee aren't, 12-ounce cups. I'm probably drinking, 6 to 8 ounces of coffee once per day, maybe twice. So I'm probably getting like 100 milligrams of caffeine there. Plus my pre-workout. When I take pre-workout, I don't take it every day. So I'm probably drinking, 300 to 400 milligrams of caffeine per day. And that's just straight black coffee, straight caffeine, just for that mental enhancement and focus. Now, if you're intermittent fasting, which I could get into that in another video, but if you're doing that for weight loss or just for whatever purpose, then caffeine is a great way to suppress your hunger. So going in between meals using caffeine to suppress your hunger is awesome, or is a great thing to do as well. A lot of like dietary supplements are pretty much just caffeine pills to suppress your hunger. So don't waste your money, just drink a cup of coffee. But anyway, how much coffee is an unhealthy amount? Well, if you're drinking 10 cups a day, or really even 5 cups a day, that's probably too much. I would limit it, all the sugar and the cream that's in it. If you're just drinking black coffee, most people don't just chug cups and cups of black coffee because it just doesn't taste that great. So I would say, if you're not taking pre-workout and you're just strictly drinking coffee, a couple cups per day isn't going to kill you. Just watch the sugar and the caffeine intake, because that can add up very quickly. So thank you, Morgan, for that question. And then Ryan Sharon asked me, also on Instagram, says, what is your favorite bro split? And for those of you who don't know what a bro split is, that's a bodybuilding term. A lot of bodybuilders will use it and say, like, my bro split is Monday chest, Tuesday back, Wednesday legs, Thursday core and cardio. That's a bro split. How do you split up your workouts each day during the week? He also said, how many sets and what type of volume do you hit each workout? So thank you, Ryan, for this question. It's actually a really good question. What's your favorite bro split? Right now, my split looks like this. 3 days of hot yoga, 3 days of full body, and 1 day of rest. So on those 3 days of full body, I typically will do a compound movement for my legs. So like on Tuesdays, I'm back squatting. Thursday, I'm deadlifting. And then Saturday, I'm probably front squatting. For me, legs is the priority. Building my legs, strength and size, and stability in my legs. So I start my workouts always with legs. Glute and hamstring focused. And then I move on and I'll hit, compound movement for chest, compound movement for back. Then I'll hit cardio and abs and arms. Those are I have less volume on those, but since I'm hitting full body 3 times a week, I can hit a couple exercises for my legs and superset it with an upper body exercise and not be sore, and I can get a lot more volume in that way. So I'm loving the split I'm doing now, and I'm only doing that because I'm doing hot yoga. And the reason I'm doing hot yoga is because, I don't want to just be in the gym for a year or 2 years. I'm looking at this for the long term. And right now I'm trying to preserve my body. I'm trying to treat my body with care. So I'm trying to take care of it. And doing yoga, increasing my flexibility, increasing my mobility, just really flushing out a lot of toxins out of my body from sweating, and just learning how to stretch and move in a natural way with my body I'm having tremendous results from it. So I'm loving it. So I'm doing yoga 3 times a week, sacrificing working out in the gym, and then doing 3 days a week full body workouts. And it's been great. I've been loving it. But to answer your question, no, that was the long way around it. So my favorite bro split looks like this. Monday, I'm hitting legs. So I'm doing quad focused work. So back squat, leg press, I'm doing hamstring curls, but leg extensions, goblet squats, anything to blow up my quads. And then, I'm hitting hamstrings and glutes also, and calves, of course. I don't know why. There's no hope, but I still hit them just in case. And then Tuesday, chest and triceps, just typical. And then Wednesday, back and biceps, heavy pull-ups, deadlifting, and that's when I will throw in deadlifting, which is for your hamstrings and glutes, but it's also a great back builder as well. So that's when I put my deadlift in. Then Thursday, I'm hitting shoulders. And then Friday, typically, I will take off because I'll do yoga. That's when I do hot yoga one time per week, and I'll do that on my Friday. And then Saturday, I do kind of like a culmination, like a full body work. I'll hit abs really hard. I hit legs again really hard. More of a hamstring focused on Saturdays, and just kind of a hip focused workout. And then cardio and abs at the end for sure. Sometimes I work out during lunch at work. So in those workouts, I kind of modify to make it so I'm hitting a lot more core, because I don't typically spend the time to hit core on my own. When I'm in the gym, I like working other muscles. I don't really spend the time to do it, and that's because I can do it at work. So at work, I'll hit core hard, long, not super long circuits, but just circuits fast, 5-10 minutes, kill core during the week, and then, do some lighter exercise, just more of like a cardio type workout. And then Sundays, I always take off a full day of rest on Sundays. And that is my favorite bro split. Right now I'm not doing that, but I will get back to that eventually. And then his other question, how many sets, what kind of volume do you do each workout? Now, I'm posting all these on my Instagram. So if you want to see them, just follow my Instagram stories. Sometimes I'll post it as a post, but I show all my workouts and all the sets that I do, all the volume. I'll put it on there so that you can see. But just so you know, for a typical workout, depending on how I feel per exercise, I'm doing 3 to 6 sets per exercise. And I typically do supersets. I just like working that way. I can get a lot more volume in. So I'm really not ever going in the gym and just doing one exercise and then moving on to another exercise. I'm always supersetting. I'm always tri-setting, just because I like to sweat and I like to work. When I go in there, you know, I'm not sitting around on my phone. When I'm on my phone, I'm just changing the music. That's it. I'm in there. I want to keep a constant sweat, and I want to keep my heart rate up the entire time. Now, obviously, as I slow down, I get more tired throughout the workout. You know, I can't be as intense, but I try and keep my intensity as high as I can throughout the entire workout. And I look between anywhere from, you know, sometimes I'll do 2 reps if it's super heavy. But I try to stick between, like, the least amount of reps that I do is maybe 3 or 4. But the most amount of reps I'll do is like 30. Sometimes I'll just throw in a set of 25 or a set of 30 just to be crazy. You know, I don't stick in the box of, you know, sets of 8 or sets of 12 or sets of 6. I just mix it up. You know, if I'm feeling good, I just keep going. If I'm hurting, sometimes I keep going, but you know, sometimes I'll cut back on the volume. But a rule of thumb, I really like to pyramid my work. So I like to start off with a lower weight and higher reps. And then as I go, I increase the weight each set and I drop the reps each set. And then sometimes, you know, let's say I did 12 reps the first set, and then I increase the weight. And the next set, you know, I feel good, I might do 15. But then the next set I might do 10, or I might do 8. I don't really have a set cookie cutter box of workouts that I do. If I'm feeling good, I just push myself harder. My goal is just to get better every time I go into the gym. And that might sound cliche, but I mean, it's the truth. If I'm gonna spend an hour and a half in the gym, you know, I don't wanna waste my time every day. So I just go in there and try and push myself as hard as I can. Some workouts are definitely not as good as others, but you know, if I have a bad workout, the next day I'm trying to have a good workout. And really, in my mind, there's not necessarily ever a bad workout. If you're in there working out, then good for you. You did something to improve yourself that day. But that's getting off topic from the question. Anyways, Ryan, thank you for the question. I hope that was helpful. You know, I know you're following me on Instagram. You know, I appreciate that. I'm posting all my volume, my sets, all my workouts on my story every day. So if you ever want to give one a shot, let me know. You know, send me a DM if you got a question about one of your splits, if you want me to help you tweak yours or whatever. But I appreciate the question. And, you know, I appreciate everyone who commented on Facebook and Instagram. Again, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. Handle is Get Healthy with Greg. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. Next time I do a Q&A, if you guys like this, you know, comment one of your questions and I'd be happy to answer it. Thanks to everyone who commented and asked a question. I hope I answered them well. If you have any more questions, comment below on this video, and I'll see you guys next week.